minority is requesting to recognize Mr. Jackson from Illinois for 5 minutes.
Chairman, I yield to Congresswoman Hayes. They wanted us to switch orders.
Then I don't recognize the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Jackson. Okay. Recognize the gentlelady from Connecticut, Ms. Hayes, for 5 minutes.
I'm not sure what's going on. Don't I get my own 5 minutes? Thank you. Thank you, Secretary Rollins, for being here today.
Thank you.
It's no secret that I am in opposition to the Republican bill and the deep cuts to SNAP, and I have been vociferous and clear about that. I just want to add, as we are talking about the Republican proposals in the Department of Agriculture, there are serious concerns that many of the actions being taken threaten the bipartisan coalition that has helped pass multiple farm bills, and we would be hard-pressed to get the full committee to, the full Congress to pass a bill that guts billions of dollars from our most vulnerable communities. But today, my questions are going to be focused on small farms in my district. Between 2017 and 2022, Connecticut lost roughly 460 farms. Projections by the American Farmland Trust estimate that my state will lose 55,000 acres of farmland if we do not step in to preserve what remains. There are many factors contributing to the loss of farmland in New England, as we heard Mr. McGovern talk about earlier. One of the most consistent is the failure of farm safety net programs. Guardians Farms, a small first-generation farm in Southbury, Connecticut, in my district, began operation in 2020, and they sell dairy products at farmers markets on the weekends. 2 years of heavy rain have resulted in fewer visitors to the farm and damage to the pasture, barn, and chicken coops. Earlier this year, they requested $50,000 from USDA to help make up for lost revenue and to help with repairs. As of today, they still have not received any disaster assistance. Last year, Congress funded 2 disaster relief programs and designed them to work together to ensure all impacted farms receive some type of assistance. The Supplemental Disaster Relief Program would fund larger operations, and the Farm Recovery and Support Block Grant would provide targeted relief to smaller farms in smaller states. Secretary Rollins, it's my understanding that USDA has directed Connecticut to choose between one of 2 of those programs and a small farm block grant rather than assessing both as Congress intended. What is the justification for denying Connecticut farmers the ability to access the relief Congress has voted to provide for them?
Well, first of all, thank you. That's a great question. I have been in a lot of conversations on this. In fact, my next one is with your colleague, Rosa DeLauro, at 4 o'clock once I leave here. We are continuing to assess what this means, understanding that this $220 million block grant to New England that you all put in the Relief Act at the end of last year is different. It's different than Georgia, North Carolina, some of the bigger farming communities with the bigger farms. So we are continuing to look at this. The decision has not been released yet, but will be soon. We remain very committed and have been working with your Ag Commissioner from Connecticut and across New England for the last few months, and will continue to do so.
Well, I appreciate you explaining what USDA is doing as a whole, but my question was about why Connecticut is being denied access to both programs. I know that there has been concern about double dipping, but there are audit processes in place, certification processes in place, and what ends up happening is exactly what we anticipated. The smallest farmers are left out because they don't have access to these programs. And my fear is that Connecticut will be kept waiting for relief because the program is not being implemented properly. Your budget proposal would cut funding for the Farm Service Agency by an additional $250 million. I'm concerned that Connecticut farmers, again, will see diminished capacity from USDA to address their needs. How will the USDA deliver payments to farmers in a more efficient manner when you're cutting resources and the staff who do the work?
So, ma'am, the $10 billion that moved out very quickly, the ECAP, y'all passed it, I think, around Christmas, maybe December 20th. We moved it out, $10 billion in a matter of, I think, 6 to 8 weeks. The longest waiting time was 3 days. Once that was moved out, we've sent the money to 500,000 farmers across America. This is months and months and months ahead of where a normal USDA moves it out. So I think our track record hopefully speaks for itself.
Well, I think, again, I hope that there is some consideration for the smallest farmers who don't have grant writers or access to these programs or the ability to
100%.
reach out and get a response. I appreciate the fact that money is getting out the door. My concern, once again, is that it is going to the largest farmers in the most in the largest agricultural communities and leaving behind the farmers who literally have less than 100 acres and
I
are
agree.
doing this work, and it's their family business.
And Congresswoman, what I would ask is when you hear those stories and you are called to call me specifically and say, this is what's happening in my district and this is who is not getting the attention that they deserve, and that will help us
I
solve for
appreciate that. I'll follow up and make sure you have the information on Guardian's Farm in
That'd be great.
Southbury,
That would be
Connecticut.
great.
It's a veteran-owned farm, and they are struggling right now. Thank
And
you. I yield back.
what was the name again?
Guardian's Farm.
Guardian's Farm.
I'll make sure you get the information.
Thank you.
Gentlelady's time